Feynman called it a magic number. Einstein never figured it out, not even on his deathbed. And Nobel laureate Wolfgang Pauli, after seeing it, even had a premonition of his own death. This string of numbers has been compared to the sword of Damocles hanging over science's head. Back then, Richard Feynman once slammed his chalk onto the blackboard in anger, pointed at this number, and shouted, "This is physics' biggest damn mystery, a magic number left behind by God." But then God tossed the pen away and never told us why. And Pauli, one of the founders of quantum mechanics, once joked while he was alive, "The first thing I'll do after I die and meet the devil is ask what this number means." But when he was wheeled into the ward, looked up, and saw the door plate reading 137, the great scientist closed his eyes in despair, admitting this was the end decreed by fate. That night, he really did die in room 137. Yes, this is the 137 that even the top physicists have been powerless against. Some scientists have even calculated that if this number were tweaked even slightly, even by the tiniest amount, the stars in the universe would go out instantly, matter would disintegrate in an instant, and life would cease to exist. Hello, Earthlings. I'm the Deep Space host. Today we're going to talk about this mysterious number that makes physicists suspect the universe was manufactured. In physics, the full picture of this number is actually 1 over 137. It's called the fine structure constant. Scientists usually refer to it with the Greek letter alpha. Simply put, it's like the settings menu in a video game, a control panel. You can adjust brightness, sound, and all that. But no matter how you tweak those settings, you can't change the game itself. Our universe has a hidden settings panel like that too. On this panel, there are many fixed parameters. The speed of light is 300,000 kilometers per second, the amount of charge an electron carries, and so on. And this 113.7 is one of them, the most baffling core parameter of all. It was first discovered more than 100 years ago. Back then, scientists were studying the light emitted by atoms, meaning their spectra. You can think of a spectrum as an atom's barcode, or its fingerprint. Originally, scientists thought the light atoms emitted would appear as clear, single lines. But when they looked closely, something was off. Those lines weren't single at all. They had split into two extremely close, razor-thin lines. Scientists were puzzled. What was the energy difference between those two lines? After doing the math, they found it was always tied to the ratio 1 over 137. At first, everyone assumed it was just a coincidence, like winning $5 on a lottery ticket. But later, things started getting weird. As scientists dug deeper and deeper into the microscopic world, this number started showing up everywhere, in places that had nothing to do with each other, constantly demanding attention. For example, in a hydrogen atom, electrons orbit the nucleus. So how fast are they moving? When scientists ran the numbers, they found, good grief, it's 1 over 137 of the speed of light. Or take two electrons colliding. How strong is the repulsive force between them? Once again, it's tied to 1 over 137. It's like going to the supermarket to buy apples, and the scale reads 1.37 pounds. Then you take a cab, and the fare is $13.70. Then you get home, glance at the clock, and it's exactly 137. Once is coincidence, twice is luck. But if it shows up everywhere, across all physical phenomena, then something is definitely going on. Simply put, alpha, 1 over 137, is the universe's master switch for the strength of electromagnetism. It determines how light and matter interact, whether atomic nuclei can hold on to electrons, and whether atoms can link up to form molecules. You could say it's the hidden final boss behind the entire material world. At this point, you might say, "The Deep Space host, don't mess with me. Isn't this just like any other constant?" Buddy, it's a huge difference. Because this is where this number gets truly terrifying the more you think about it. Scientists have run the thought experiment. If, when the universe was born, that legendary nature or creator had the slightest tremor in their hand and nudged this settings knob just a little off, say the error was more than 4%, what would happen? What would happen is, roll credits. Let's work it out. If you turn this value up by 4%, that means the electromagnetic force gets stronger. The nucleus's hands would grip electrons tighter, and that would throw stellar fusion, like the fusion inside our sun, into total chaos. The sun would be unable to turn hydrogen into helium, and it certainly couldn't make carbon. And remember, carbon is the foundation of life. No carbon, no DNA, no proteins, no cells, and definitely no you scrolling videos on your phone right now. If it's off by too much, the universe would be dead silent, not even a single bacterium. So what if you turn it down by 4%? Then electromagnetism would be too weak. The nucleus would be like a kid who hasn't been weaned yet, unable to hold on to electrons at all. Electrons would fly off like runaway wild horses. Atoms wouldn't be able to stay stable, and before they could even link hands into molecules, they'd fall apart first. And stars would burn incredibly violently, with pitifully short lifespans. Not long after the universe was born, all the stars might have already burned out. And that's not all. If this value were even smaller, approaching 0, there wouldn't even be light in the universe. All matter would fall apart. So now you understand why geniuses like Feynman and Pauli felt afraid, right? This present-day 1/137 is like standing on a tightrope stretched over a bottomless abyss. A little more, and the universe collapses. A little less, and everything goes dark. It must and can only land precisely on this value, neither higher nor lower. And that practically forces you into an extremely bold idea. Was our universe designed? Why this number of all numbers? Was this parameter customized specifically so humans could appear? That's the famous anthropic principle in physics. Because the universe is like this, we can be here to ask why. But that explanation always feels a bit like a cop-out, like it doesn't really get to the heart of it. This number has another feature that makes it the most likely code word for saying hello to aliens. Why do I say that? Because it has no units. Let's burn a few brain cells for a second. Look, other physical constants all come with units. The speed of light is 300,000 kilometers per second, meaning it includes kilometers and seconds. Those are units we humans invented ourselves. If aliens showed up, they wouldn't even know what a meter is or what a second is. They might measure distance by tentacle length and measure time by the number of heartbeats. So if you tell an alien the speed of light and you don't explain the units clearly, you'd just be talking past each other. But 1/137 is the odd one out. It's built from the electron's electric charge, the speed of light, and Planck's constant. A whole lineup of famous physical quantities, all combined through a single formula. And then something magical happens. Inside that formula, all the units, meters, seconds, coulombs, cancel each other out completely. In the end, there's nothing left but a pure, bare number, 1/137. So what does that mean? It means this. No matter where you are in the universe, whether you're carbon-based life or silicon-based life, no matter what system of measurement you use, if your civilization understands physics and you're measuring under the same conditions, you'll get the same dimensionless constant, alpha, roughly 1/137. So if one day you want to send a signal into the depths of space to prove, I'm intelligent life, I understand science, don't hit me. Don't send hello or hi. Just transmit this number in binary.
When an alien civilization receives 1 over 137, they'll instantly understand. The ones on the other side aren't primitive organisms. They've already cracked the secret of electromagnetism. It's a universal Wi-Fi password for the whole cosmos, the ultimate key that breaks the language barrier. Now at this point, you might feel this number is full of divinity, like it must be the ultimate key to the universe's final truth. That's exactly what physicists back then thought too. For a while, people believed the integer 137 must be hiding some sacred mathematical logic. Some even went off to study ancient philosophical texts. For example, in Kabbalah, the mystical tradition within Judaism, some people were amazed to discover that if you add up the numerical values of the Hebrew letters in the word Kabbalah, it comes out to exactly 137. So you start wondering, is the lens of science actually a kind of mysticism? Even the famous astrophysicist Sir Arthur Eddington became obsessed with it, insisting on forcing the numbers to fit, trying to prove this number had to be the perfect integer 137. But as technology advanced, our instruments became more and more precise, and that obsession with a perfect integer was ultimately shattered by cold, hard, experimental data. The latest measurements show the fine structure constant, alpha, is not actually exactly equal to 1 over 137. More precisely, it's the denominator that changes. It isn't the integer 137, but 137.035999084, with a long string of digits after that. Yes, it has decimals. It's not a perfect integer. That seemingly perfect signature of God actually drags a long little tail of digits behind it. And that decimal point shattered the dream that 137 was the universe's sacred integer.
What's even more headache-inducing is this. Some recent research has started to suspect this constant might not be eternally unchanging. Scientists observed ancient galaxies 11.4 billion light-years away and found that alpha there seems to be just a tiny bit different from what it is now. Even though in today's universe it's about 1 over 137, back around the time of the Big Bang, under extremely high temperatures, this value might have been 1 over 127, or even trending toward 1. And that raises an even deeper question. If this value can change during the universe's evolution, then why, after everything cooled down, did it land right at 137.036? Why didn't it stop somewhere else? Like a rock rolling down a mountain, why did it stop right at the cliff's edge in the most perfect little dip? To this day, more than 100 years have passed since we discovered this number. Whether it's Einstein, Bohr, Heisenberg, or Feynman, the smartest minds in human history still couldn't crack this mystery. We know how it arises. We know what it determines. We can measure it to more than a dozen decimal places, but the one thing we still don't know is why. Why this number? Is it a coincidence? If it is, then that coincidence is far too precise. So precise that if it were off by even a little, we wouldn't exist. And if it isn't a coincidence, then what principle lies behind it? Heisenberg once said that if one day humanity could, without doing experiments, use pure logical reasoning to calculate this number, to prove why it must be 1 over 137, then on that day, all the mysteries of physics would be solved in an instant. We would truly understand the Creator's blueprint. Even though today it's no longer a perfect integer, with a little less mythic glow and a little more real-world complexity, still, every time you feel sunlight on your face, every time you breathe in a mouthful of oxygen, even every time you light up your phone screen, remember this. The reason any of it can happen is because that invisible knob in the universe has been precisely locked at 1 over 137. This number is still, for now, in the sky of physics, the brightest and the most mysterious star of them all. All right, That's where we'll end today's story about this mysterious number. I'm the Deep Space host. Sweet dreams. Good night.